Yeah, good evening, people. This is Pop 74. Got my Flintstone hat on here. Uh, this is Pop 74. I want to do a recap on my time when I was drafted into the military. After I got back to the military, after my father had passed, I got back there. And so I started my boot camp, man. And they taught you how, gave you a duffel bag, shaved off. First, they shave all your hair off your head. Everybody get their head shaved off, and then they start you to shave too. You have to shave regardless if you got peach fuzz or not. They had you shave. You know what I mean? So we shave, head, bald, and so we was in platoon. Then they have us march. You get new boots, my whole uniform, and then they show you how to fold up your clothes. You know what I mean? Because in the Navy, all the space, especially on ships, is small space for everybody. So you had to fold your clothes up. Your t-shirts will be folded up to about that that big. You know what I mean? How they show you how to fold your pants, your jeans, your socks. All of them have to be folded a certain way and put inside your foot locker. You know what I mean? And so we would learn that, learn how to start, how to march. You know what I mean? Stay in cadence. Then they pick somebody to be a, a platoon leader. I wasn't picked to be no platoon leader, but I was picked to carry a flag, though. You know what I mean? In our platoon, at times I carried the flag because I was short, so I had to be back at the end of the line. You know what I mean? Because they come for the tallest, down, 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 down. You know what I mean? And so it was a pretty good time. You know what I mean? And we ate good, ate real good. Better than I had ever eaten. You know what I mean? And did a little exercise, drilling with the guns, learning how to break the gun down. You know what I mean? Got what that thing had it M1 or something like that older type gun. They didn't have no AK-47s and nothing like that we had to work with. But it was experience. Coming from high school, getting out into the world in a military way, especially on my own as a man. But I was in boot camp there. And so, getting to know different people from different cities, you know what I mean? And being, uh, going through an experience, you know what I mean? And so after we got from this boot camp, and from this camp, we had to march over under a tunnel in Great Lakes to go to your main boot camp, where they had concrete brick buildings that was our a platoon spot. Over across the way, it was log cabin. It was wood cabins and stuff. You know what I mean? Platoons. And so over here, then we started to have to take tests so they can see what's your potential and your best aptitude. You know what I mean? took all types of tests, you know what I mean, that we took, and you had to pass a test 74, 75% to be able to pass. Because if you failed too many tests, you would fail out of boot camp. You wouldn't be going back home. You'll just have to wait and go through a whole new boot camp with a, a new squad. You know what I mean? So I said I wasn't trying to have to repeat this here, what I was going through. So I was doing pretty good passing the test. When it got down to our final test, and so I had heard somebody heard that it was tests going around through the camp. You know what I mean? And so me and a couple guys went from a platoon off camp building to the other one, and was talking to some guys, and come to find out that they had tests, man, had tests for all the tests that we took, and they had copies of the fucking test. So we got some copies for ourselves and for our uh, platoon. So then we all had the actual tests, had to study them to be. You couldn't take them in because they catch you cheating. Your ass gonna get put back. You know what I mean? So we all would study, and for the last one, we everybody passed, possibly help from the test, but they had tests out out through the camp. You know what I mean? I thought it was kind of cheating, but I'm glad it was. You know what I mean? They wanted to get you out of there, I guess. You know what I mean? So they gonna give you the answers for some of the shit. And then, but it was nice. So I learned how to tie knots and ropes and stuff. We would tie ropes and stuff. It was a real good experience, and I know we learned how to fight fires, because if you were gonna be in the Navy, you're gonna be on a ship or even on land. Something started to catch a fire. It wasn't no calling a fireman. You the fireman. You know what I mean? So that was fun. They would set little buildings afire and give us the water hose with to run it, put it on, turn on the water hose, pump it up, and how you shoot it, take out a fire. You know, it's a spray. How you can make it spray straight and hard, or you can make it spray misty. You know what I mean? Sprayed it back misty. So it was one. They would have two fire hoses. One was down here spraying right at the fire. Then you had one coming over top that was spraying mist like down. I mean, we would be fighting them fire. I mean, it should be hot like a motherfucker too. You know what I mean? Because you had to get up on that bitch to a point. They had a lot of fire. You know what I mean? You know, these buildings that they would set afire, and we would have to get through. And then it came down to one of the tests that you had to walk through a building, and all the platoon get inside this building. Then they give you a gas mask and show you how to put the gas mask on. So you go in there without the gas mask on. Then they tell everybody, anybody put their gas mask on, and be, be, before we said mask, you're gonna get kicked out of here. So shit, you had to go inside the first time not knowing what to expect. It was a bucket of water and a little hole there. Everybody get us in there and locked in. Then somebody dropped something inside that bucket, man. Gas started just coming out like that. That was scary enough. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So we had to get on there. So as the gas started filling up, people started to choke. And then they said, put the gas mask on. So everybody put the gas mask on and breathe it like that. But shit, they damn near had you about scared, about to die with the gas. But this is an emergency. You might need the gas mask. So they would show us that. And then it would come down to where you had to go through a building that they had set afire. And they had a pathway through it. And this building here was set afire and smoke. And you had to run through there. And as you going through it, you had to breathe. You breathe, breathe through your mouth. Because as you going, you got to breathe the smoke, blow it out like that way it don't get down inside your throat. Because you breathe and swallow this shit, you could die. But as you go, breathe like that, you can stay in the smoke. Like that. And man, that was scary too. You know what I mean? But I made it through it. You know what I mean? Then it was a test where we had to before you really passed in the Navy, you had to go swimming. You had to swim, on your back. We would be going to the swimming pool and practicing swimming. I couldn't swim really that good. I don't know why the fuck I joined the Navy. I could swim a little bit, but I couldn't just swim. You know what I mean? Really didn't get into swimming. And but anyway, so I was in there, and if you fail this test, your ass gets sit back. So fuck, what I mean? I was in there practicing how to swim on my back. But one damn thing I can say about myself, I listen to a person what they telling you, and how they telling you, and what to do. You know what I mean? And so I listen. You know what I mean? What to do, how to do. I could see that I could float, and so shit. They came to the day to pass, take the swimming test. I mean, this was a tower about 14, 15 feet high. You know what I mean? You walk out there and you gotta hold your hands like this and jump down inside the fucking swimming pool. And they said when you jump down, cause I ain't no jump down there like this, but they tell you what the fuck to do. When you jump down, you gonna go down to the bottom, and you just hold your hands like this. You jump down. Then when you get down there, just do your hands like this. And then you're going to pop up. And when you pop up, you arch your back, put your head back, and start swimming. Swim down, over, and back up here, and then you pass. Man, I had never did it. But the first time I did the shit, I remember what the fuck they told me to do. And I jumped out, bam, went down in the water and shit. I said, damn, what? I didn't get time to be trying to contemplate I'm down in the water. I just said, do it like this. And I popped up just like they said. And I threw my head back, arched my back, and went to stroking, man. I was stroking. I said, fuck, I got a pass. I went down, I got all the way down there. It was just quarter pool, not the whole pool, you know what I mean? And then I somehow I turned, and just going. And then Kate got down and was coming all the way back. I said, shit, I was about to make it. I was about to get it there, and I got tired. And by the time I got jumped over the side. I just got up there, and man said, okay, you passed. I said, God damn, I passed. Man, I was so happy. Ooh, we shit. And but then in boot camp, we did learn how to shoot too. You know what I mean? We had target a gun, you know what I mean, that we would load the gun, get out there on the range and shoot, bam, you know what I mean? So how to shoot. So we really got a chance to actually shoot the rifle that we carried around all the goddamn time. You know what I mean? But that was a pretty good time in a boot camp, you know what I mean? I really enjoyed it. But it was what I gotta tell y'all this. No, this is going long. Y'all won't listen. But it was in boot camp. After you get over to the one part, the main part of the boot camp, you're not allowed to go back over the other way. So everybody would say, "Man, can't nobody go back over there. You go back over there, you gonna get court-martialed and shit." Ain't nobody never went back. You know what I mean? So they was talking. You know what I mean? I just said, "Well, shit, I'm gonna try to go back over there just to see if I could." You know what I mean? And so what I did was, after I got over to the other side, I was learned how to march and salute nice and hard salute. You know what I mean? Like a salt, like a person that's been in service for a long time. You know what I mean? Sharp salute. And so one day, I told him I'm gonna try to go back over. And so I got my rifle, everything. I dressed sharp, had my everything, wearing my whites. You know what I mean? And I went to marching past the guard, right? And then the guard, you know, where you going? So I went there, and and I marched up to the guard, and the guard, going club. I said, "Yes, sir." You know what I mean? I saluted him hard and put the stepping on. And he thought I was just knew what I was supposed to be been going or was authorized. And I marched on back through the tunnel over to the other camp, you know what I mean, and marched all around there, passing officers and shit. Wasn't even kind of scared because I knew I had that salute down. Because then nobody stop and ask you where you was going. And I marched all the way back, all around to the XO's office, and then went over to the cafeteria, got me something to eat there because they didn't know if I was uh, if I was a recruit or not. I was there, and so I got something to eat and marched back through there back to my camp through the tunnel and back. Man, they said, "Mo, ain't nobody never did that before. You crazy as hell. You got nerve." I said, "Shit, I just wanted to see if I could do it. If I got caught, I would have got court martial, but I would have just had an explanation just to say, you know what I mean? I was, I was dared. You know what I mean? See if I could do it, and shit, I did it. And this is the first time anybody ever known about it. Anybody who been in the Navy, been to Great Lakes Naval Academy, they know what I'm talking about. That tunnel that you march through, through there. So I need some subscribers. Would like some subscribers. There's a long one here, but I'm gonna tell you about the story when I went to my ship. I went to the USS Hunley in Charleston, South Carolina. The time I spent there in my Navy career. Subscribe. This is Pops under slash one people. You're first frequency, the firstborn people. One. I love you.